So today I had asked you to bring some rough sheets like this, right? When you see paper and when you think of paper folding, what comes to your mind, or what do you wonder about?
Making airplane and boat.
Boat, yeah, always boat.
Since my childhood, and nowadays because of this origami, we learn many things. That is different thing.
Nice, nice. So where do you learn origami?
One of my friends, actually we conduct many activities for maths. Origami through maths. I think maths through origami.
And maybe you also can share some questions here. Okay, so one thing that that fascinates me the most is this property that you take any paper, okay, and just make an arbitrary fold. Okay, just make an arbitrary fold. Okay, and then when you remove it, you have this, right? You have this line, right? This is called a crease.
Yeah.
Right? So no matter how we fold the paper, we get a crease, and what is the shape of this crease?
Straight line.
Straight line.
It is straight line.
Segment.
Right. So this fascinates me a lot. So why is a straight line appearing here? We will start with one basic question. Yeah. So we have this paper. What are the different angles that we can get from this by paper folding?
Multiple of 7.5 degrees.
Wow. Great. Great. Multiple of 7.5. What about multiple of okay. What about half of 7.5?
Again, you have to fill. That is, you can get it again. 3 point. If you go on making, so but usually we get it from the minimum. Usually I do conduct paper activity in the class. So usually start with 7.5 only. Children will feel very tough.
Yeah.
Because again paper folding. Yeah.
7.5 is very tough. Yeah. Yeah.
So you get many, but 7.5 that I take from 15 degree. Multiple of 15 only children can.
Correct. Yeah. So we can start with identifying some basic angles like 90, 45.
Yeah.
How do we get 45?
Yeah.
So 90 and 45 are easy. How do we get 90 in this?
180 half of it. Straight line.
Straight line and half of it. Right. So here we have this boundary where this boundary itself has right angles, right? Now suppose if I take a scissor and cut the boundary and make it irregular shape, right? Now if I start with the irregular paper with irregular boundary, then we won't be having this border to get this 90, right? So in that case, how can we get a 90? So yeah, if you want, you can take a scissor and just make a arbitrary cut around the paper and see if you can still get 90.
That is okay.
Right. So this is a right angle, right? So now, how can we justify that is a right angle? How do we say that is half of 180? What Shubhangi ma'am has got?
So this kind of a piece is okay, right? This is not a right angle.
This is okay. Fine. This is okay.
All screens are right line, no, sir. All screens are you get right line only.
Correct.
So make it half of it, you get it.
Right. So half of 180 is 90. That is clear. But Shubhangi ma'am's folding, is it dividing that straight line into two half angles? I mean, is it halving the angle? If yes, how can we justify that?
So it is half only if the edges align, right? It won't be half.
Yeah, the edges have to be aligned after a fold.
Right. So why is the alignment of edges important here?
Segment divided into two equal parts. When you join these two edges, it means it is divided equally. That
it is not necessary.
But that shows only these two line segments are equal. This one is equal to this one because it is overlapping.
Exactly.
What about perpendicular bisector we are talking about, right?
So it need not be a bisector of the line, but just perpendicularity.
Perpendicular.
Yeah, just 90 degrees.
These two angles are also overlapping. They are
Exactly.
equal and they add up to 180.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
this
So,
is 90 each.
right. So just like how the sides are overlapping, the angles here also are overlapping. Right. So they are equal.
But then Shiv, it need not be the same segments also. Means it may not overlap. Till then it's a 90-degree, right?
Correct.
In earlier case, it was perpendicular bisector, but it can, we just want 90-degree angle, so it can be anything like this.
Excellent. Exactly. Right. So now, if you take an irregular shape like this, I mean, an irregular boundary like this, then can we still get 90 degree?
Of course, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how sir? Can you just show it?
I did the
Again,
irregular
make a
shape.
crease
It
again.
was irregular only, Shivkumar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then make a crease again, overlapping angles, you get it.
Right. Okay. So you can just make a crease like this.
Yeah. And that is make an angle overlapping again.
Exactly. So now we have a crease here, and then use the same thing.
Yeah.
To get the perpendicular bisector, so that the creases fall one over the other. So this folding in such a way that the line is falling one over the other is very important to get 90 degrees. Right? Okay. So we can get 90 degrees. Right. Now from 90, how do we get 45?
Again, bisecting again, overlapping the angle.
Right. So by overlapping the angle, see
of 90 degree, then you get it.
3 parts also we can make by ensuring.
Yeah. That makes 45 degree. That makes, 15 degree.
30.
30,
Can you
30,
say
30.
that again? What do I have to do now?
Right. So now.
Yes, we can get 45 each. So 445.
Nice. So can you just open it, Shubhangi ma'am, one by one? Okay. So what have you done here?
1 minute. Shall I mark it?
Yeah.
So now you have to make 45 degrees, Shivkumar.
Yes.
Okay. So Shivkumar, we recently did this beautiful activity called paper protractor in our school.
Wow.
Yes, that is really very nice. Even I used
Not only the angles, but also the properties of a 30, 60, 90 triangles come out so well in that.
Oh.
Yes, I opened it. Can you see?
Yeah. So how did you fold now? Basically, how did you do the foldings? First
It
90.
was 90 and then overlapping.
Okay. Fine. Gauri Akka, what were you saying?
Making 60 degrees, sir.
Yeah, so I took
Making 30.
took the 90 degrees, folded in half to make 45. Then the 145 I split into 3 to give 15.
Okay.
And then on the other side, the remaining 90 I folded in 3 to give 30, 30, 30.
Okay. So basically, you're doing a trisection of an angle.
Yeah.
You're dividing it into 3 equal parts.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So maybe others can try. So in paper folding, we have divided the angle.
Sir, I had done like this. I taken a sheet of paper and I made it fold like this, and I made it fold it. So 180 trisect here. Okay, at this point. Could you see, sir?
Yeah. Yes, sir. I'm seeing.
Yeah. So that is, I took a sheet of paper. With one point of it, I folded 2 times. So it becomes a 60 degree. Again, if you go on making that overlapping, and you get it, what you said, not 7.5 and everything. So
yes.
You can get it, sir.
Yeah. Fine. So, sir, you're saying that the angles that we can get are just multiples of 7.5.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So, do others agree with this, or you feel that more angles other than this also can be obtained?
But ordinary paper folding, suppose if you take a help of any protractor and everything, you take an angle that is 84 or 85 and everything, then go on bisecting, you get different angles also there. But
Correct.
without any...
We can trisect 15 also. We trisected 45. I know it's very small, so it is difficult, but try to get, in that case, we will get 5 3 the 15. So 5, each angle 5.
Correct.
I mean, we'll have to try. It is not easy.
It is not so easy. Yeah, definitely it's not easy.
Yeah.
Sir, so Shubhangi ma'am is saying that since we have this trisection, method of trisection, can't we trisect 15 to get 5
Yes,
degrees?
sir. Yes, sir. We could do it. We could.
So it looks like a larger.
Again, 7.5 also you could do trisect and everything.
Yeah.
Or then you get it. Different
Yeah.
angle.
Yeah, right.
But is it practically possible? I don't think so.
It depends on the size of the paper. If you take a big sheet of paper and everything,
No,
you get
whatever
more
big,
type of.
how big it is, but the angle will be small, right?
Yeah. But 7.5, yeah, same. Sorry, but you can fold it with overlapping becomes very easy.
Okay, right. So this is one thing. Now, suppose we have a given rectangle, say something like this. Okay, something like this. Okay. Okay, I will keep something like this. Now, if I need an equilateral triangle
From a rectangle.
of a given height, say I keep this as a base. Okay, I mean the equilateral triangle, the base should be a subset of this entire thing, and I fix the height also. I say that this should be the height. Okay, so I fix the height. So I basically give a rectangle like this. I say that I need an equilateral triangle with this as height. Okay, and the base can lie anywhere here. Okay, this should be the height. So how can we proceed?
Equilateral triangle, right?
Equilateral triangle.
Can you please repeat the question?
Yeah. So take a rectangle.
I have a rectangle, okay?
Okay, or a strip. Okay, strip of paper.
Yes, it is easy. I mean,
Okay, now what I have to do?
So now what you have to do is, we need to get an equilateral triangle with this as height.
Equilateral triangle by folding this paper.
Yes. With this as height.
no,
And
this is
base
right angle triangle. Sorry,
can lie on this.
equilateral we want, right?
And base, what did you say?
The base should lie within this line. The base of the rectangle, right? The base of the triangle should be within this.
Height is equal to this.
Exactly. So take an arbitrary rectangle, okay, and I need a triangle with that height.
Whatever was the width, I took that as a height for a required triangle. An equilateral triangle we want.
Yes. Or the best way to take is just to take a strip of paper, a long strip of paper, something like this. Something like this. This is reasonable. Yes. Because if the height is too much, then the equilateral triangle, the base wouldn't be sufficient to hold the base of the triangle. So so the strip, a thin strip would be something like this. So in fact, for any paper folding problem, you can look at the corresponding problem using compass and ruler, and you can make a comparison.
Using what?
Compass and ruler. Right, like 60 degrees, getting a 60 degrees using compass and ruler versus getting 60 degrees versus paper folding. Which medium is more flexible, paper folding or the medium of compass and ruler?
I was able to do it with the strip of paper.
Wow. So this is exactly the starting point of a flexagon. Oh, you know it?
I must have seen it before. I wouldn't have gotten it otherwise.
Okay, great. So so keep it.
I got it, Shiv. Can you see?
Yes. I can see.
The extra part, I can fold it.
Right. I can see. Yeah. So we will. The height of this is the height of the rectangle, is it?
Yes.
Okay. Right. Yeah. So we will pause for some time. We will let others also try. So did you both use trisection again, or you use some other principle?
For me, I didn't use trisection.
Okay, fine.
I used something random. I can explain you.
Oh, okay.
I use this.
Okay, so before looking at your solutions, I just want to share one solution which one student gave for getting 60 degrees. Okay, that was not using trisection, but that student used this method. So he takes a rectangular sheet of paper, okay, and he first folds it into half, and further a fold of half. Maybe you can do it along with me to get a sense of what the student is suggesting. So 2 folds, and then once you make this 2 folds and you release it, you would get this vertical crease, right? Okay. So we will name this vertical creases. We will call this leftmost vertical line to be the 0 line, and this to be the quarter vertical line, the half vertical line, the 3/4 vertical line, and the full line. Okay, so starting from my left, 0, quarter line, half line, 3/4 line, and full line. Then, okay, now I will actually draw and show you what the next step is. So we have this paper, half line, quarter line, 3/4 line. Okay, the next step is, we'll name these points A and B. Fold OA so that A touches the quarter line, such that A, this is the quarter line, this is the 3/4 line. A touches the quarter line.
So basically make half of the quarter of also. 1/8 curve.
No. So okay. Now I will show you what I mean by this.
I think A point, I think.
Just the point A. So now this is the point A. Okay. Now I'll keep this as the point A. Now fold it so that it touches this line.
Okay. Got it. So this is how you make a paper protractor.
Oh, to get what angle?
To get a 60-degree.
Oh, is it? Interesting. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, you get something like this. Okay. And then you repeat the same thing with the other point B. Fold it so that it touches the 3/4 line.
Here what we have got is, we have got a 60-degree here. In this triangle, this is a 60-degree.
Oh, in this triangle. Okay, wait a minute. Let me just pin your video and see what you're saying. Yeah. In this triangle,
this is 90-degree, right? This is 90-degree. This corner is 90-degree.
Yes.
This is 60-degree and this is 30-degree.
Oh, okay. Now Mega Ma'am is making a claim that that angle.
I think so. If it is a square, it happens. I don't know about this. I think it happens. Yes, it is. I calculated.
You measured it?
Yeah, I measured it.
So Mega Ma'am, still like so if it is 30/60, right? Then this triangle has to satisfy a property.
30/60/90 triangle property, that one side should be the shortest side should be half of the longest side.
Yes. But I don't see any reason for that here.
That is what confuses me also. I don't know why it happens, but it is happening. I measured it, and I know that this is one of the ways to do it. So I've done it before, and I've done it with a square piece of paper, not with a rectangle piece of paper.
Okay, wait. So we will analyze. This is a very interesting thing.
But I'm very interested to find out why it is happening.
Sure. Okay. So before going to that, yeah. So once you're done with this, let me know.
Then you can make the triangle very easily. The base, when you fold the paper, then this gap becomes
Shiv, I can explain this 60. Why this is 60?
Show me. Which triangle are you taking?
We got this angle here, which Mega is saying this is 60. This one here.
Yeah.
Fold the other side, other part of the paper at the back. So you will exactly get all three angles 60, 60, 60.
No, that I know. No, that also I know. I mean, you will be able to trisect the 180 degrees.
Yes, yes. So
That also I know.
it is 60.
But मेरा question वो नहीं है.
okay,
मेरा
it's-
question है why it is happening.
Yeah, no, but yeah, correct. But she, without using a protractor, she gave a test for it. Very nice.
Correct.
I will just check. I'm surprised. I'll just check what you're saying.
I think it's because the midpoint of the hypotenuse in this small triangle, the midpoint of the hypotenuse is on the same line as the midpoint of this other line, right? That is the property of
The midpoint of the height of the triangle.
correct. That's the property of 30, 60, 90, right?
The line parallel to the base passes through the midpoint of the base of the
One line.
height as well as the hypotenuse.
So I'm
Okay.
saying this happens only in 30, 60, 90.
Is it?
Uh,
Is it? So you say a statement again. The line parallel to the base.
triangle. Hold on.
What about an isosceles triangle, Akka?
What about a scalene triangle, Akka?
Okay. Excuse me. Let me go back and think.
Yeah. But very interesting, Mega Ma'am. So I'm just trying to analyze. I'm just seeing. Subhangi Ma'am gave a very beautiful test of why it should be 60
This test
degrees.
is true. This test is true. This paper trisects the 180 degrees.
No.
So it is 100% true.
Actually, what Mega is saying, we always conduct that activity, and we
Yeah,
do
we do
this
this.
by folding. Means kids are encouraged to see why these are equal, why this is equal to this, because
Correct.
they are overlapping each other exactly. That means this angle is equal to this and this without using any protractor.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So using this now, you will be able to make multiple 30, 60, 90 triangles in the paper. So again, if you fold the other one, the other corner, you will get a very big 30, 60, 90 triangle. See?
Which one you are folding, Mega?
I mean, you got this small triangle. You got this small one, right?
Right,
ये
right.
मिला ना?
हाँ.
अभी इसके ये वाला करो. ये देखो. See, you are anyway trisecting the 180 degrees, na?
Right.
So you will get a much bigger 30, 60, 90 triangle.
So Megha, like we are always trisecting, so we know the angle is 60.
Correct.
So the one angle is 90, so the third angle has to be 30.
Correct.
Correct.
No, but here we did not start by trisecting, right? So in this method,
We did not start with trisecting. We
we
started
told
with touching it to
quarter
the.
lines, this quarter lines and half lines.
Yeah,
And
but it
touching
is
it here.
creating it is inside one is 60, right?
Right. So now what about this angle?
That
What
is 60.
चला गया, so
60.
that is 9.
60. That is 60.
Why is that 60? Again, can we justify that?
Yeah, that is because see, this angle is, this folded angle is 30.
30.
30 plus
उसके
30 is
नीचे
60.
उसके नीचे वाला भी exactly it is
30.
overlapping a 30.
Oh.
Same on both the sides.
Oh, okay.
Again, that is 60.
Now I get it. Now I get it. Why the angles are 60 and 30? Oh. Okay.
So tell me now then, why is
Yeah.
when you are touching the midpoint of this why is it making a 30, 60, 90 triangle?
Okay. Nice. Yeah, we will discuss now. So how can we say that this angle? So you just observe my finger, this line and this. Oh, sorry. I'll do it again. So this and this. How do you say that is 90 degrees?
60 plus
60 plus 30.
60 plus 30, that is 90.
No. Okay, so we check that this is 30, right? We check that this is 30,
30.
right? This is 60. We are saying by the assumption that this whole is 90, or at least this was the reason which Mega Ma'am gave, right?
It's
What
double.
was the reason I
The
gave?
middle is
No.
double of 30, right?
This is 60.
We can just
This
see
is also
that.
60. See, Shivkumar, this is 30, this is 30 overlapping. You
Right.
can show me your paper. I will explain you.
Oh, right.
This is 30 overlapping, this is 30, this is 30 overlapping.
So this is 60 minus कर दिया आपने 180 में से.
From
So that
180 we
will get
subtract,
60.
हाँ,
Remaining is
120.
also 60.
Oh, right. Okay.
So from 180, if you subtract 120, you will get 60, right? That is why it is 60.
Okay.
So when we fold like this, like we have 6 30-degree angles, right? If you see how we have folded the paper, we have
Can you switch
six,
on your
six
camera?
yeah. So we have 6 30-degree angles, right? If we keep
Correct,
folding.
correct.
So we have bisected this thing, like we have created 6 equal angles.
Correct.
So if we know one of them, right? So if we know this is 30 and this is 90, then this is 60, right? Then what? So it is more to do with how we are bisecting the 180 degree.
But the question is not that. Madhu, the question is, we did not start with bisecting. Of course, after we know that this is 30, 60, 90, it will end up bisecting, because that is how 180 degree is divided, right? But we did not start with bisecting. We just started by touching this corner to quarter line. Touching the corner to the quarter line,
Why?
30, 60, 90 triangle kaise banta?
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see. What did you do?
Just retrace, or this is congruent to this.
What is congruent to what?
समझ में आ रहा कि क्या?
What is congruent to what? What is congruent to what?
See, this 3/4 line and half line, मतलब बीच वाला, they are congruent, overlapping. So that way, this is congruent to this.
Okay. I'll just draw it in the whiteboard, and then it'll be easier.
I'm not able to understand what she's saying.
We will model this. And so we have started with rectangular or a square rectangular sheet, and then we have this quarter line, half line, and 3/4 line, right?
Yes.
And then this is A, this is B, this is O, and then we fold OA so that it touches somewhere here. We'll keep it as A dash, and we fold B to touch here at OB dash. Okay. Now
I concentrated on OB part, that rectangle, second half rectangle.
let me name all the points. C, D, E, F, G, H, I.
So OBHF.
Just a moment.
Light and a fan off.
So FG is equal to GH. We will get OB dash, means basically this part, since FG is equal to GH, whatever point, parallel point, parallel line, if you draw parallel line from B dash, that is what I did.
Okay, so basically you're joining A dash and B dash, is it?
No, I just concentrated on OBHF, that part, half part of the.
OBHF. Oh, okay. Okay.
And draw one parallel line passing through B dash from O to B. Means only in that part.
Okay, a line parallel. A line through B dash parallel to OB. It would look
A
something.
line through B dash parallel to OB. Okay.
It passes through A dash only, right?
It looks like it will pass through A dash also, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is why you make a equilateral triangle. So that A dash, O, and B dash gives you your equilateral triangle, Shivkumar.
No. Yeah, that is something
What?
which we are not, which
A
are
dash,
not
O, and B
established.
dash.
No, we have not established that A dash, O, B dash is an equilateral triangle independent of.
We can say that it is isosceles, but we don't know if it is equilateral.
No, we know it is equilateral. We just figured out, right?
No.
Now we know, but like we have not established from this folding property.
Mega ma'am. So now we did this initial folding, and you're saying that we have a 60-30 here, right? Making use of this fact, we were able to say that A dash, O, B dash is equilateral.
Correct.
Right. But this is something which you're trying to explain, right?
Okay.
Right. So we are not trying to use that.
Okay, we are not trying to. So what are we just know what we know, but we still don't know that. Okay. So why?
Yes. But still, my claim is, with this information, we can show that A dash, O, B dash is equilateral triangle. We can show that A dash, O, B dash is equilateral triangle. Can you see how?
So one thing I can see is O, A dash, and O, B dash are sides.
Yes.
Are diagonals of that CO, I mean A dash CO, and one more, if you make one more point in the middle below A.
And that is congruent, means you will get these two as congruent rectangles, right? If you overlap. So these two diagonals are congruent. OA dash is congruent to OB dash.
Oh, okay. So you're saying that
Right,
rectangles
Megha?
OC.
No, I just extended Megha's argument, right, Megha? That is what you are trying to say?
OA dash is congruent to OB dash. That
Yeah.
is correct.
I
That
think
is correct.
Shravan
Because
was
they are
saying
the-
because it is isosceles. That was the reason, Shravan?
OA dash and OB dash are same, but if
Why-
we have to
why-
still prove
so
that A
why
dash
is-
B dash is also same to OA dash
Yes, exactly.
and
That
B
is
dash.
why Shravan was saying we know it is isosceles, but why it is equilateral? That is
No,
what.
but I would like to question why it is isosceles.
Okay.
Because see, these are overlapping. Means using your overlapping property, we can say these
How
two
do you do this?
rectangles are congruent to each other,
Right?
and they are diagonals of same rectangle.
Nice.
So
So,
OA dash is congruent to OB dash.
okay.
Symmetrical thing you are doing.
Right.
Or we
there's
can also say that OF bisects AB,
OF
bisects AB, A dash B dash,
is it?
because of the paper folding.
If I take a more narrower rectangle, if I started with a more narrower rectangular strip, would it have still worked?
Yes, because because we are dividing it to equal parts, right? So all my parts are equal.
So you're saying that OJ is equal to JF.
No.
No.
She's
I am
saying
saying OF it bisects A dash B dash.
J will bisect A dash is a midpoint of A dash B dash.
True. Yes.
So then if I join O to A dash and O to B dash, they will be equal.
Because it is on the perpendicular bisector, Shivkumar, because they are overlapping. So OJ A dash is 90 degree. And now
Okay.
we are through.
Yes. Or correct. So this is a full complete reasoning. Or if you just see, right, is there any relation between the length of OA dash and length of OA? Can you just look at the paper and tell me if there is any relation between the length of OA and length of OA dash?
So basically A dash, is that what you mean? A dash and OA dash will also be the same.
No. Can you come? Sorry. A dash and OA dash. No. Just compare the lengths of OA and OA dash.
They are equal
Why are they equal?
because we have touched the tip of it, right?
Exactly. Right. So OA dash and OB dash is same as OA.
What did we do? एक second. Let me figure out what I'm trying. Oh, okay. Yeah, OA and OA dash are equal because we touched the tip. Correct.
It is the same thing. It's the same line segment that we are moving and bringing it here.
Correct.
Madhu ma'am said it very nicely. Yes. So now it is a question of comparing OA and OB, and OA and OB are equal by folding.
Yes, by folding.
Yes. So now we have that OA dash is equal to OB dash. We have seen it. We have shown it in different ways, right? Now the question is this equal to A dash B dash?
Yes, it is equal because I is midpoint of OB and C is midpoint of OA. So
I किधर है? अच्छा, I did that. Okay, got it. If I is midpoint of OB and C is midpoint
OI
of
is
OA.
congruent to B dash J and OC is congruent to A dash J. So A dash J plus B dash J will be equal to AC plus OC, means same thing. So AO.
Right.
थोड़ा slow बोलो ना, please. Can she say?
Yeah. So
Subhangi, slow.
we'll just put it as lengths. So we will just keep the length of the entire strip to be A.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll keep the length of each segment to be A. They are all equal, right? By construction, by paper folding, they're all equal. Right. Now, what is length of OA dash in terms
OA
of
dash is A.
2A.
No, 2A.
2A. OB dash is also 2A.
And
this is also 2A.
J
This
is
is also 2A.
A plus A. That is 2A.
Right. Wow.
Is it clear, Megha? A dash J plus JB dash is A plus A. That is 2A.
So now we have got independently that this is 60 degrees, right? Now the question is, can we use this to show what you asked in the beginning?
What, I mean, why does that make 60 degrees?
Ah,
So now it is clear, right? If that is making 60 degrees,
okay, now this is 60 degrees. Okay, then why should this be the 30?
that because because two angle BOB dash
BOB dash.
and AOA dash are equal.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
What Mega? Say it again.
Ah, right. Yes. Correct. Yeah, this is
AOA dash and BOB dash are equal angles.
nice. Yeah. This is
Okay.
Yes.
And 180 minus 60 will
60.
give you 120. 120 divided by 2 will give you 60.
60 each. Yes.
And since you are folding it on top, it will become 60 divided by 2, which is 30.
exactly. Yes. Wow. So I never knew that this would give a 60-30. I not expect that. Wow, very interesting. So basically, what it is showing is this line, right? Okay, I'll just draw the crease. So after this folding, to get this OA dash, is creating a crease in this manner, right? It is creating a crease like this, right? The crease.
Yes.
So now, what can we say about this length?
Which length? Okay.
We'll call this point. Oh, it's a very poor naming system that I'm following. I'm just random. HJK. I'll put it as L. So what can we say about AL?
AL, you mean in terms of the triangle?
No, the length he's asking.
The length.
Yeah, the length is the half of LO.
Excellent, right? It is half of LO. And what would LO be?
LO would be the height of the equilateral triangle.
I didn't get why this is half.
Not that equilateral triangle, of another equilateral of no, the LO is not the height, that is a hypotenuse.
So Shubhangi ma'am, she is saying that because angle AOL is 30 degrees.
LO is the side of the equilateral triangle.
So since angle AOL is 30 degrees,
AOL is 30 degree. This is half
she
of
is
the
saying-
hypot, right? So OL is the hypot. Okay.
Right. So before that, is it clear to all why if in a triangle, if you have the 90-60-30 triangle, why should this side be half of hypotenuse?
While others are doing that, I want to show you. I asked my son, okay? So my son, the question was, so what the question that they had done earlier in school long back was, what is the biggest equilateral triangle that you can make in a given rectangle? The largest equilateral
Wow.
triangle.
What a problem.
Not any equilateral triangle, the largest equilateral triangle.
Beautiful.
And this is what he made just now. I mean, when I asked him.
Oh, sure. Okay. Wait, I'll stop sharing the screen. Show it to me. Oh, very nice.
So given a piece of rectangular paper, this is the largest equilateral triangle that can be made from that piece of rectangular paper.
Oh, no, I'm just thinking, is there any relationship between this question and the question that I posed before of getting an equilateral triangle with the given height?
I think it is, I don't know, maybe it is the same, I'm not sure. He divided the paper, so lengthwise he divided into two parts.
Okay.
Right? And then he took one corner and folded it in a way that it touches the midpoint, that fold.
Oh. Okay.
And now we got a 30-60-90 triangle, right? The same way, this is a 30-60-90 triangle.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
So now, because this is a 30-60-90 triangle, he trisected the 180 degrees.
Nice. Okay.
Then
but
whatever is left, he folded back. That's it.
Oh, right. So can I just open it again?
Yes.
Open it again. Right. So can we just do the first folding? That you do the first
So
folding.
the first folding is this.
To get the midpoint. Yes. The midline.
Get the midline.
Ah.
Okay. Here you open it again. now exactly what we did earlier, you know, midpoint ko we touch the corner.
Right. No, just freeze there. Freeze there. Freeze there. So now, what are your claims?
My claim is this triangle that you see, that this folded triangle that you see, there is a 30, 60, 90 triangle.
Right. So how can others see why this is the case?
This is same as what we did just now, na?
Is it?
You had four.
So
There were 4 parts there. If you
Uh-huh.
turn it around by 90 degrees and consider only 2 parts, it's the same thing.
Oh, right. Okay. So we got this 60 degrees, right? 60 degrees at the beginning. What are the different methods that we use to get 60 degrees? One by one. Can you all share it? Of course, we have got lots of other interesting questions, but the starting question of 60 degrees, we'll just see the different methods.
So I use the property, this height, it bisects, means in an equilateral triangle, it bisects the base. So this A
Correct.
means 2A is equal to height H. Am I able to explain?
Yes. So
No.
no. The question is, how did you start? So how did you know that? Can you just open the fold fully?
This was
Okay.
the paper.
Right. Now this bottom.
We wanted equilateral triangle whose height is this H.
Correct.
And we know that this base and the relation of height in equilateral triangle. So
Yes.
this height divides, means when you draw perpendicular from vertex, it's the height of that triangle, and it divides, it bisects the base.
True.
So I got this as A and this as A.
Right now the question is, how did you
But
know?
how did
the
you
value
get that A?
How did you know how much to take for A?
Yeah, I mean, how did you know where to draw that
How did
perpendicular?
you fold? Shubhangi, just get another piece of rectangular paper and show how you
I
did.
forgot one.
Yeah, that is a foolproof method.
What I did, I use this property that whenever I need this height was given to me as a reference. I want for my equilateral triangle height is given to me, and I know that this height divides base into 2 equal parts. So whatever I get, I will call that as A.
But that property is true for isosceles triangle also, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that property is true for isosceles also.
So I have one question for the 30, 60, 90. Why did we say the base is half of hypotenuse? How, I am not clear on that.
Okay, yeah. So I'll discuss that now. What we can do is, so now we see this 90, 60, and 30, right? What if I create a mirror image of this? What shape will I get?
I'll get an equilateral triangle.
I'll get an equilateral triangle, right?
Yeah. Okay, got it.
So if this is A,
Yes.
so if this is A, and this would be, what would AB be?
This will be 2A.
2A. Yeah, so we have seen some methods of getting 60 degrees. One is, of course, trisecting 90 degrees and making a fold similar to the one shown here will also get us 60 degrees. And to get a right triangle, to get an equilateral triangle, the first thing we need is 60 degrees, right? So suppose, somehow if you are able to get 60 degrees from this point, if you get a crease of 60 degrees, then we are done. We get the bottom point, we get a top point, and from that we can make folds to continue it. So we see that paper foldings can actually be analyzed by modeling it and looking at the lengths, right? If you take, let us take a square shape, okay? We'll just end with this question, okay? So we're just taking a square sheet of paper, and I'm doing a very simple fold here. The simple fold is, I take this bottom left point, okay? So first I find the midline here. Okay? Then I'm just taking this bottom left point and joining it to this point, the point where the midline reaches this vertical line. Okay, it looks something like this. So this is the bottom right point, and this is the okay. You can look at my right hand and left hand. Both the points are made to fall one over the other. That's it. Okay. So now you would see this crease, right? This crease. Okay. Now one question is, yeah. So when you see this, right, what kind of questions any questions come to your mind? So I've just made
What
a
is
fold.
the length of that crease?
Wow, what is the length of the crease? That is an interesting question. Okay. Anything else? And just note that this crease top point is not the corner of the square. It is
Yes.
meeting somewhere here. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah. What is the length of the crease is one question definitely.
And how far it is from that corner? Means that the other
Wow.
length.
Wow. How far is this from the corner?
Asking questions is easy.
Okay.
Bottom edge of the line also, bottom point of the line also. How far?
So
Because
this yeah. How does this divide both these lines?
Yeah.
Yeah. How does this point divide the length of this base? Right.
What?
And another thing is, what can you say about this angle? This angle the crease creates with the horizontal.
The bigger, any angle.
Yeah. Could this angle be 60 degrees by any chance?
Which angle?
It is 60 degrees.
How are you saying that?
I measured using the protractor you made just now.
Oh, right. Yeah. So now, what can we say about this angle? Right. That is another question. So these are some of the questions. So here, in this case, we can actually measure and see the length, right? But can we represent all the lengths that we asked about in terms of the side of the square?
Side of the square, right?
The ratio, the angle. So what all comments can we make? So today, using that quarter and three-quarter line, we were able to geometrically analyze and show that it is 60 degree, and we could get some lengths, right? Similarly here, what kind of an analysis can you do? The only thing is, I'm making the fold in such a way that this bottom right point is touching this end of the midline. That's it. A simple fold. A simple fold. What can you comment about all these things? So I'll just end with this question. We'll continue it next time. Okay. So anything, any questions or comments before we end the session?
I have a slightly different way. I think it's valid. So why don't you take a look? So I have this long strip of paper, right? So I folded it once horizontally as usual, and then somewhere in the middle. And then I'm saying to get an equilateral triangle, this must be half of this, and half of this will be along this middle line anyway. So I just have to make a fold here.
I lost you. Can you just repeat from midway? So you fold it. I understand. No, to get an equilateral triangle, what should be half of what? Can you repeat it again?
To get an equilateral triangle, wherever this line comes, this length is double of this.
Yes.
Right. So somehow,
Yes.
if I can find a point where by folding, I can make that ratio 1:2.
Oh.
So I folded it like this till it touches the midpoint, because this will now ensure that this is half of.
Oh my God.
Right?
But I have a question, Akka. How did you know that that point is the midpoint of that?
That I folded.
That side.
That I had folded. That
Oh,
was-
okay.
No. Mega Ram's question is, how do you know that that's the midpoint of the hypotenuse?
Hypotenuse, correct. Yeah. That's what she told me, na. She said that it is touching the midpoint of that.
We discussed already now. We've talked about that.
Right. So basically,
No matter where that fold comes, this will always, the midpoint will always lie on this line, right?
that is an yeah. So this is a very interesting property, right? So no matter how that hypotenuse comes,
Yeah,
the midpoint of the hypotenuse will fall on the midline.
midline anyway. So then by folding this, and then I fold along that, and if I crease it nicely and open, So then we have this equilateral triangle here with the height of the same rectangle that we started out with.
Beautiful. Right. So if there are no more questions and comments, we can conclude today's session.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.